This game against the Raptors is a big deal. I probably should have given you some context as to why it's a big deal, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. So for Toronto to hit a three-pointer right there, that's not a good sign. We're on the road. I'm sure the crowd is getting into it. I assume. I play all these games on mute, and then you don't hear the game audio, so we're just going to have to hope that one's happening together. This is not a good possession, but when you have a 7'1" dude who can shoot from everywhere, sometimes it just works out. I've noticed that we've won every game in which I have played. Sure, the one against San Antonio was a super close call, but I think we have some good momentum going with that one. I'm a complete cheeser as I'm just controlling DeAndre Ayton rather than playing on-ball defense. Listen, if I ever play my team mode, trust me, I'll be playing on-ball defense. I could barely see Porzingis in the left corner. That wasn't the corner, it was more of the elbow, but he still made it in, so that's cool. I don't think Zinger has missed yet. Norman Powell, he's back from his injury, gets that steal. This is why I love DeAndre Ayton. He just does things without me asking him to do anything. He'll grab an offensive rebound or something cool. But then if I want to call a play for him, it can sometimes work out anyway. So he's really good, and he's just the perfect center next to Kristaps Porzingis. Ntilikina, I don't know, I had to say the word Ntilikina because I didn't know what else to say to fill up time until the play started. Porzingis is going to the free throw line. Shout out to Serge Ibaka for still being in the NBA. Remember when he was like one of the best defenders in the league? And now he's like, okay, I guess. I mean, he's still alright. He's still a good defensive player, but where he was and now where he is, it's kind of weird, you know? This is an awkward play for the Raptors, which is a Dwayne Casey special. The Covington. Why is Robert Covington on the Raptors? I want Robert Covington. He's one of my favorite players in the league. He'd be great for us, given all the defenders we have. We just acquired Dorian Finney-Smith in free agency. Covington's more of a finished product compared to Finney-Smith. I wonder if we should trade for him in the offseason or something. I have no idea how Porzingis actually made that pass, and I didn't realize it was Ayton in the corner. I see a guy in like my peripheral vision and I immediately throw it, and then I forget that it's the center who should be able to make threes at one point in his career, and maybe I should have shot that anyway because it was wide open, and especially because it was in the corner, but I didn't anyway. Good defense. Ibaka still makes it in. I have no idea how. Good for him. Now we just got to play the free throw game and hopefully don't miss anything. Porzingis turned into Tim Hardaway Jr. out of nowhere, but that's fine. So it seems like we're going to win this game against the Raptors, but you know how 2K is. It can be really weird. I'm just kidding. We won the game. I had to I had to create some sort of suspense. Anyway, the reason that this was a big game is because we are deep into the season, and that got us to a game out on Toronto. Can we actually get the 3 seed? The New York Knicks winning 40-plus games in a season? Well, depending on how the simulator treats us against Indiana, my God, we got the number 3 seed. If you saw that right at the very end on the right-hand side. I probably should have, paused it, but I didn't, because whatever, I'm a professional. Marvin Bagley, Rookie of the Year, as he should have been. Teodosic, wait a minute. Teodosic wins 6th Man of the Year, not Tim Hardaway Jr.? I'm no-selling everything else on the screen right now. Why is Tim Hardaway Jr. not the Rookie of the Year? He put up, not the Rookie of the Year, the 6th Man of the Year. He put up 15 points a game and a whole bunch of other crap. Oh, DeAndre Ayton got all rookie first team, which I guess we should be happy about, but I'm pretty salty that Tim Hardaway Jr. did not win 6th Man of the Year. I don't know why I naturally want to say Rookie of the Year. We got the Wizards in round 1. And the Wizards, you should know that their roster is exactly the same as it is in real life. These guys never make any moves. But they're a pretty good team nonetheless. The two-headed duo of Bradley Beal and John Wall is scary, and this team is making their threes. A lot of their guys are knocking down from outside, but there are 2 guys who we could provide help defense on. The first one's Markieff Morris, whose three-pointer has just not been good, and the other one is Kelly Oubre Jr., who's been a bit better but still under league average, and I expect these 2 to play quite a few minutes for them. So immediately, Porzingis is going to be the help guy. If John Wall is attacking inside, we're going to leave Markieff Morris, dare him to kill us with his outside jumper. If he's able to do it, then we're going to have to make adjustments from there. But you need as many extra defenders against John Wall as you possibly can get, because he's John freaking Wall. I liked the game last night between him and Lonzo Ball. I saw a stat where Basically, John Wall killed Lonzo when they were matched up on each other, but the Lakers still won the game. And apparently this is what I choose to talk about in a Knicks video. Frank Ntilikina, I think, is going to start on Wall. Luckily for us, we have 3 really good perimeter defenders in Ntilikina, Powell, and Ferguson. So we're going to have some choices. For Bradley Beal, I mean, who's ever doing well on Wall, the other guy's going to end up on Beal. I could picture a world where Ntilikina's on John Wall and then Norman Powell's on Beal, or you're going to flip-flop that. Maybe Terrence Ferguson ends up on them because he's a little taller. We're just going to have to see. Beal is a strong dude, though, and I'm pretty sure Norman Powell would be our strongest perimeter defender. But another thing is, because they have Beal, a guy who can really make some tough shots, we're going to have to be able to match that, and that's where Tim Hardaway Jr. comes into play. He got robbed on that 6th Man of the Year award, man. So it's time for him to ball out for the rest of the playoffs. I don't know if we're going to make the finals. The way I said that made it seem like I assume we're going to go super deep. I mean, we're probably going to lose in like round 2, let's be real here. But who knows? I mean, the Eastern Conference is kind of weak because the Pistons are the 1 seed with 48 wins, so who the hell knows what's going to happen. But we're going to need Hardaway nonetheless. As for the center matchup, Marcin Gortat does not have the Mohawk in this game. Is he rolling with the Mohawk in real life? I literally just watched the Wizards last night, and I don't remember if he had the Mohawk or not. Did the Wizards play last night? Whatever. They played the Lakers. I watched the game. I think DeAndre Ayton has a chance to beat Gortat from an athletic standpoint. From a strength standpoint, I would say they kind of offset each other, but Ayton has a lot more abilities in the open floor and transition and things like that. But another big thing is if we just talk about the Zinger, I don't think they have anybody who can defend Porzingis. I'm just looking at that team. I don't see one guy who has the height or the strength or anything to really give Porzingis a tough time. So we're just going to have to see how they choose to defend him. If they have any sort of actual strategy, because it's the CPU defense after all. Should be a good series. I'm confident. I think we can win the thing in 5 or 6 games because I think we have enough good defenders to deal with their guys, and then they don't have anyone to deal with Porzingis.